G'day, Aussie Health Girl here, and happy 22nd day of Christmas as part of my 24-day Christmas challenge. It's getting so much closer to Christmas and I'm getting so excited. So today I'm going to share with you a healthy treat, and it is a raw raspberry cheesecake. This is a 3-layer but really easy. You do need to prep this the day before because you need to soak cashews. They are best if they are soaked overnight, which is what I've done, and I'll go through that in a moment. But it's not something that you can do on the spur of the moment because you need to do that to get the creamy texture for this raw cheesecake. It's really important. But I guarantee you it's delicious and your family's going to love it. Alright, so first we're going to do the base. Now if you do have a springform pan, that is best to put this in. You could put it in a flat pie dish, but it does work best in this because it's just so easy to get it out again afterwards. So let's get started on the base. So you're going to need 1 cup of raw almonds. These have not been soaked, okay? Straight into your food processor. Same amount in medjool dates. I've taken the pips out of these. You can find these in your local supermarket in the fruit and vegetable section. Medjool dates they're called, and they're really soft and sweet. So they make a really nice moist base. Okay, so in they go. So that's 1 cup. 1 cup almonds, 1 cup of dates. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Remember, it's a really good blood sugar stabiliser, so it's healthy as well, so really good for you. And then I'm going to add about half a cup of shredded coconut to that mix. And a little bit of salt. Love my Himalayan crystal salt. Salt works really well in these raw desserts. And that's it for the base. All that's left to do is turn it on, blend it till it comes together, and then we press it in the bottom of the pie dish. Okay, so we've got our ingredients from the food processor, and you can see how they've come together nice and moist like that, and it starts to form a base. So all that's left to do is tip it into our pie base like that. And just make sure it's nice and even, okay? You don't want any gaps in this. We need that going through like that. Doesn't take long. Squish it all in together. We just want a nice firm base at the bottom. Press it down, really good. And that's it, it's done, and we pop it into the freezer. Okay, so we're on to the cheesecake part of this raw dessert. Absolutely delicious. So I've got 3 cups of cashews here which have been soaking overnight in water. Just put them in a bowl, cover them with water and leave them overnight. The idea is so they swell and soften, so you can almost crush them in your hand, they're that soft. So that's 3 cups of cashews into my trusty food processor. You don't need a fancy blender or a machine for this. Any old food processor will do. This one is about 25 years old. Okay, into that we've got the juice of 2 lemons. Beautiful, so that'll give it a bit of tang. I'm going to put a teaspoon of vanilla. We love vanilla, and that gives it a nice vanilla-y cheesecake. So a good teaspoon of vanilla. I'm also going to add 2/3 of a cup of honey. This is pure honey. Any creamed honey, you could use rice malt syrup if you like. You could use agave if you like. For vegans, they prefer that. But any 2/3 a cup of sweetener. That's done. And all that's left to add then, what makes it set in the freezer, is coconut oil. You all know how much I love coconut oil and love using it in so many different recipes. So this is my favourite coconut oil, Coconut Magic. It's got a very mild flavour to it, but it does the job for setting a raw cheesecake. And you need 2/3 of a cup of this, so the same amount as the honey, okay? So we're just going to put all that in there. All that's left to do, might have to add a little bit more as we go, all that's left to do is to blend those ingredients together until we get a really smooth consistency. Now that might take a couple of minutes, so don't stress about that, but it will take a little while for that to blend really well together. and then I'll show you the next step. Alright, so we're ready to put the first layer, or the second layer, because the first layer is our base. We've just got this out of the freezer now, so that's nice and firm and cold. And then what we're going to do is add half of this mixture in as a layer. I'll show you, so we just, about half. It's nice and creamy, you can see that there, beautiful texture. Like that, and we'll just spread it in the bottom of the tin. So that gives us our first cheesecake layer, and then we put it back in the food processor, and what we're going to do is add in 2 cups of raspberries. You can use any berries that you like. I'm choosing raspberries because I love them, and we add those back into the blender like that, and we switch it on again until the raspberries are blended through. Okay, so we've got, this is our final layer of our beautiful raw cheesecake. Look at the colour. Imagine just how beautiful this is going to look when you slice it. So we've got the beautiful nutty base with the dates. Then we've got the first creamy lemon cheesecake layer. And now we're going to have this amazing sweet raspberry layer on top. You could also get a few raspberries to decorate it with on top, but we'll show you the finished product once it's been in the freezer. So it's really important, you just layer this really gently on top. Okay, doesn't matter if it blends a little bit, but you really do want to have the 2 separate layers of your cake. And then, once that's done, it doesn't take long. As I said, it's just a bit of preparation, basically to soak your cashews the night before. And that's it. Look at that. Beautifully spread out over my cake tin. Just try a little bit. Delicious. We'll scrape the rest back in as well. And there you have it. That's now ready to go into the freezer. Okay, so I've been out all day. I made this first thing this morning. It's probably been in the freezer now for 6 hours. Before you take it out about half an hour before you want to serve it, okay? So we're just going to get it out of the tin and present it and see how beautiful it actually looks. Okay, to get it out of the tin, you just need a knife, a hot knife. Just put it in some hot water because this is frozen solid. It's the coconut oil that does this to it. Just follow the knife all the way around the outside until it comes loose from the tin. Here it comes. Just go gently, gently. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? All that's left to do, put some fresh raspberries on top for presentation, like that. So there you have it. How delicious does this look? And wouldn't that just be the perfect dairy-free, gluten-free cake that you can make for Christmas? The best thing about it is you can start this now, a couple of days before Christmas, put it in the freezer and just pull it out. So it's one less thing you have to worry about on Christmas Day. I'm sure this is going to become one of your family favourites. All that's left to do is share it with the kids, maybe.